to improve the safety of public places, projects for training capacity building of duty holders, and also projects to bring the guilty who commit violence against children and women to speedy justice. This year there has been a big jump in the gender budgeting. This is a budget statement number 13, where more than 49 ministries and 5 UTs have reported budget to the extent of 4.49 lakh crores out of a total budget of 50.65 lakh crores of the union budget. So we can see the focus on women, their empowerment, their protection. It's a huge increase from previous years. This recognition of the gender budget will help us in focusing and monitoring different ministries and departments and their more than 270 schemes which have been reported under this. Next. So this is the gradual increase in the budget of the gender budget under the gender budget head. Next. For children also, half of them are women, girls. The budget in the statement number 12 has increased, next please, to 1.17 lakh crore approximately. It's been reported by over 20 ministries and more than 90 schemes are involved, which have a provision of direct benefit or direct protection or help to the children to the extent of 100% or 30 to 90%, and some partly below 30%. Next. We also implement the child protection legislations. Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act is the foundational law and rules and various institutions that have come under it. And then, against sexual offenders against children, we have a very stringent act, POCSO Act, and there is a Commission for Protection of Child Rights, which gets these rights implemented and looks into complaints and goes into the complaints in details. We also have a Vatsalya scheme. The budget provisions have taken care of the scheme in the sense that it is now pan-India scheme supporting the children who are abandoned, orphaned, or who have nobody to look after, or trafficked children, or children under threat of violence, through institutional care where they can live in a hostel-like situation for a long time, and also through non-institutional care, that is family care through adoption, foster care, aftercare, etc. Next. These are various statutory institutions under the child care laws at the state level and at the district level. Next. Different kinds of institutional care we provide. These are we are dealing basically with the children who are in need of care and protection, and children who have a conflict in law situation. So both children are segregated and dealt with differently so that they can reintegrate in the society. There is a budget of around 1,500 crores for the next year, and it will help us further strengthen these child protection services. Next. So the main mission of the ministry is that health, education, empowerment of children and women have to go hand in hand, and it's an all government and all ministries effort. We are coordinating with various ministries, and I thank them for their cooperation and full convergence that we have been able to achieve at the district and implementation level. Let's hope we can build a healthier, empowered and equitable India. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. I now invite Professor MP Gupta of IIT Delhi, who is representing Department of Telecommunications.
So, namaskar and good afternoon to all of you. I am honored to be part of this important webinar, and thank you, Duty Secretary, for giving me this opportunity. Today, I will give a summary of how telecom sector in the past 10 years has triggered a spurt of economic opportunities and augmented more than 40 national priority programs, thereby catalyzing economic growth. As you know, United Nations SDG also has found telecommunication as very powerful tool of development and poverty alleviation. And if you see past decade, telecom sector in India has seen major developments, including consolidation among operators, a massive surge of data usage driven by affordable tariff, rapid adoption of 4G technology, increased focus on domestic manufacturing, and emergence of 5G services, all fueled by friendly government policies promoting digital inclusion, startup innovation, and market competition. And these have led India to emerge as the largest telecom market in the world with vast user penetration. Going forward, the entire effort made by DOT may be organized into four baskets, and I will explain each one subsequently. So first basket is about initiative that ensures inclusive and meaningful connectivity. We can call Samaveshit. And this is about 4G and 5G network spread. 4G has footprint across all villages. 5G has been rolled out, uh, covering almost more than 80% of the population. In terms of subscriber base, India is now the second largest in the world, both on telephones and internet. And via BharatNet program, we are going to reach almost all Gram Panchayat in foreseeable future, and the budget is very high, is 1.3 lakh crore, etc. Second basket that we would club all those initiatives leading to enhancing ease of living and ease of doing business. We can call Twarit. And this is about all telecom reforms, and primarily the recent one new telecom act that was cleared by Parliament in 2023, replacing all old acts. It has added several new features like licenses by rule-based framework of authorization, framework for spectrum assignment, adjudication mechanism with voluntary disclosure, regulatory sandbox, etc. Via National Broadband Mission, the process of granting permissions has been streamlined significantly. So it used to take almost more than 400 days to approve an application. Now it takes 41 days. I probably assume that there is still scope to improve. A week time should be enough. Further, DOT also has set up more than 60 certification labs across nation to improve quality and security of telecom products via testing facilities. TRAI also has set up a new benchmark for key network parameters like network availability, call drop rates, packet drop rates, etc. Third basket is about making infrastructure secure and safe. And DOT has launched a portal called Sanchar Sathi, allowing citizens to report suspected fraud communication, know the mobile connections issued in their name, and report connections which are either not taken by them or not required. Also report stolen or lost mobile handset for blocking and tracing. Check the genuineness of mobile handset. Report the incoming international calls received with Indian telephone number as calling line identification. And these have made significant impact. By last year, the data show that more than 25 lakh mobile handsets have been blocked, and more than 70 lakh suspected connections have been disconnected. More than 70,000 point of sales selling SIM on fake documents have been blacklisted, and there have been plenty of FIRs on that. Fourth basket is about initiative that is supporting innovation and development, and notable one is extending Make in India production link scheme incentive like to also telecom manufacturing. And over and above standard PLI scheme, DOT scheme offers 1% additional incentive for product designed, developed, and manufactured in India. So, and this is showing a positive result. If you look at past year data, There have been manufacturing of telecom and network products to the tune of 29,000 crore in previous year, which is several times more than what it used to be earlier, and also generating several number of employments to passing out graduates as well. And looking at the future, Government of India has launched 6G vision as well, with the aim to develop and deploy the same by say next 5 to 6 years time. So with so much promise, that DOT initiative hold, Finance Minister has rightly set as personal agenda in this year budget to extend broadband connectivity to all government-run secondary schools and primary healthcare centers in rural areas through Bharat initiative. This provision is not just about technology; it is about empowering communities to thrive in the digital age. If you follow Human Development Index, the idea of empowerment is woven into HDI as propounded by United Nations, which measures countries' progress primarily in three areas: healthcare, education, and living standard. And Government of India has initiated several programs to augment HDI, particularly in the sector like education and healthcare via digital technology. And if you recall, digital empowerment has been one of the three vision areas of Digital India program, started in 2015. It's promised to provide universal digital literacy, universally accessible digital resources, availability of these resources in Indian languages, collaborative digital platforms for participative governance, and portability of all entitlements through cloud. Now, Digital India program has been here around for almost 10 years, and I feel we should do some audit how much digital empowerment we have achieved so far. Going forward on broadband theme, so availability of broadband connectivity in rural schools means that students are able to access the wealth of online educational resources, e-learning platforms, and digital literacy tools. Similarly, the availability of internet connectivity in public health centers provides access to telemedicine, remote diagnostics, and digital management of health data, all of which are crucial to improving healthcare services in these under-served areas. With this transformative change, the nation is moving towards a future where digital equity is reality, where every child has access to quality education, and every person has access to quality health care. I encourage all of us to think on these initiatives as a stepping stone towards smarter, healthier, and more connected India. Together, we can ensure that benefits of broadband connectivity are felt by every citizen from mountain to plains. That's all from my side. I'll stop here. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much, Professor MP Gupta. Now I request Ministry of Labour and Employment Secretary, Ms. Sumita Dawra, ma'am, to say a few words on her subject. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon to all. When it comes to investing in people, the Ministry of Labour and Employment in the past several years has taken numerous measures to promote labour welfare, improve social security coverage, bring in labour reforms to ensure ease of doing business with a view to more employment generation, and also with a view to promote ease of living. Several notable reforms have been brought in EPFO, the Employees Provident Fund Organization, the ESIC, Employees State Insurance Corporation, and so on. Before I go to the budget announcement 2025-26 for the ministry, I would like to enumerate some of the major achievements of the ministry, which will reflect the progress in investing in people in the last few years. First of all, I'd like to talk about social security benefits. Here we have evidence from the ILO's World Social Protection Report 2024-26, which highlights India's remarkable progress, where we have doubled our social protection coverage from 22% in 2016 to about 48.8, almost 50% in 2024. And due to India's remarkable progress, the social protection coverage in the world has increased by 5 percentage points. If we consider cash and in-kind benefits of India's social security schemes, and we are working on this with ILO, we see the exercise reveals that 65% population of the country is covered by at least one social protection benefit. Apart from what I just presented on India's overall social protection coverage, I would also like to highlight the several intervention schemes taken up by the Ministry of Labour and Employment in the last 10 years and also recent past. We have the National Career Service Portal, which was launched in 2015-16, where we match the people who are seeking jobs with the employers. And in the last 10 years, we have mobilized about 4.7 crore vacancies on the National Career Service Portal, and job fairs have been conducted, more than 50,000, and we have more than 400 model career centers which have been established to function as employment exchanges and align the supply and demand in the labor market better. We have also covered 51 lakh and more beneficiaries under the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana, which is a pension scheme, and under Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana. In the last 4 years, we have covered more than 60 lakh beneficiaries with an expenditure of more than 10,000 crore. We also have eShram, which is globally recognized as a best practice of technical intervention in the labor market. And this is a national database of unorganized workers, where about 31 crore, to be precise, 30.63 crore unorganized workers have been registered to get access to several social security schemes of Government of India and also of the states. We have also several schemes for labor welfare under health, housing, education. And when we speak of the employees pension scheme, which is implemented by EPFO, we have more than 5 crore, 5.29 crore members who are under the employees pension scheme. Now, when we talk about EPFO further, the Employees Provident Fund Organization, we see an increasing trend in the enrollment. And in the last 6.5 years alone, we see more than 6.2 crore new members have joined the EPFO, which shows both job creation and formalization of the market. At the same time, for ease of living, significant reforms have been brought into EPFO to improve the pension services, claim processing, enhance IT systems, and so on. To give an example, in December 2024, we launched the pension reform under the centralized pension processing system, whereby a pensioner can take his or her pension from any bank in the country, any branch in the country. Similarly, we have increased the auto settlement of Provident Fund claims. We have increased the limits from 50,000 to 1 lakh. We have expanded the categories from just sickness to include also education, marriage, and housing. Under Nidhi Aapke Nikit, we go to the beneficiaries every month. District camps are organized, and in the last 2 years, more than 16,000 district camps have been done, where more than 5.5 lakh beneficiaries have come to get their problems resolved. 85% grievances are resolved on the spot. The centralized IT system of EPFO and the simplification processes, improved grievance redressal, automated claim settlement are some of the other reforms. We have extended EPFO services in the Union territories of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. And we have also implemented the minimum pension scheme, which was notified in 2014-15, and more than 20 lakh pensioners are availing the minimum pension every year. Under the Prayas initiative, we give the PPOs to the members under the EPFO on the day of the superannuation, and there are many other such reforms, all of which I am not enumerating, but it's also important to mention how digitalization is being used, the face authentication technology, which reduces the dependence of the pensioner on external biometric devices. The impact of these reforms in EPFO is a historic claim settlement for the first time in history in 2024-25, where EPFO has crossed 5 crore claim settlements in 1 year, settling more than 2 lakh crore rupees worth of claims. Now coming to ESIC, the Employee State Insurance Corporation, where the health benefits and other social security coverage is given, the number of insured persons has increased from 2.03 crore in 2014 to 3.72 crore in 2024. The number of beneficiaries have increased because the number of families are also included along with the insured persons to about 14.43 crore in 2024. The number of hospitals have increased to 165. We have also announced another 10 new ESIC medical colleges in this financial year, apart from the 8 existing colleges. The healthcare services in ESIC are being integrated with PMJY, and the pilot is already done, giving access to ESIC beneficiaries to a bigger network of hospitals in the country. We have also approved more than 100 new hospitals, and we have started mobile app for taking appointments. We are using technical interventions for providing ambulance service. The 5G ambulance services are in place. Super specialty hospitals, the Aadhaar seeding, Ayushman Bharat health accounts have also been started. Coming to labor reforms, the codification of laws, multiple laws. There were 44 Central Labor Acts into 4 codes, has been approved, has been passed by Parliament in 2019-20, bringing about simplification, rationalization of the labor codes, reducing complexity, difficulty in enforcement, and also so that we can leverage technology for transparency and ease of the stakeholders and create safe, healthy working conditions for labor, bring about more quality employment generation, more flexibility in the labor market, decriminalization, reduction in compliance burden, more ease of doing business, more job creation, and so on and so forth. Many, many reforms have been addressed under the labor codes. Simultaneously, the states have also been piloting a lot of reforms, and these reforms have led to reduction in compliance burden, a more eco-friendly ecosystem for investments, and also, importantly, allowing women to work at night. Many, many states have brought in all these reforms. Now, looking at employment trends, it's very important to see what is happening in the employment market. In the last 10 years, India has risen from the 10th largest economy to the 5th largest economy, bringing about a significant transformation in the employment landscape. We see major employment growth drivers in services, in construction, in trade, in manufacturing, in the MSME sector. The job market is rapidly evolving. New job roles are emerging in the startup ecosystem, the gig and platform economy, healthcare, tourism, hospitality, education, the global capability centers, the care economy, the startups. They are all contributing to job creation. The workforce engaged in economic activity has risen in the last 10 years from 471.5 million to 643.3 million, going by RBI data. Unemployment rate has declined from 6% to 3.2% in the last 6 years alone. Similarly, the labor force participation rate and the worker population ratio has increased in the last 10 years. Employability of Indian graduates has gone up significantly from 33.95%, about 34% in 2013, to about 55%, 54.81% in 2024 due to government-led skill building initiatives. I have already mentioned about technological development in the labor market and the use of e-Shram. I have also mentioned about the National Career Service Portal, and these are case studies today we are showcasing to the rest of the world, G20, how in the last 10 years alone, technology is being used in the labor market in India to bring about demand-supply alignment and also bring access to social security for unorganized labor. For employers, we have technology in terms of Shram Suvidha portal, which is providing a single interface between employers and enforcement agencies. There is day-to-day transparency, which has been promoted. There is a single annual return under 8 acts, and discretion of labor inspectors has been reduced in the last 10 years. Coming to G20 presidency of India, we had a very important announcement by the leaders on development of an international reference framework to address the global skill shortages by bringing about mutual recognition of skills and qualifications. That is where the ministry is leading the study with ILO and OECD, and we will have the study very soon. By the end of this year, the draft will be there. This is very important because it will enable international mobility of Indian youth with their skills and qualifications being recognized within that framework. So that's going to be facilitated. Recognizing the importance of the employment landscape, which I just mentioned, the budget 24-25 proposed the employment-linked incentive scheme as part of Prime Minister's package on employment and skilling. The proposed scheme incentivizes employers and employees and focuses on first-time employees in the formal sector. The budgetary allocation for this scheme has been doubled in this year's budget. In 25-26, this has been doubled from 10,000 crore to 20,000 crore, taking the ministry's budget allocation to a historic high of 32,646 crore in financial year. So this is for both labor welfare, employment creation, and the present budget 25-26 has the theme, one of the 10 core areas outlined are employment-led development. Within that, very specifically, I would now like to come to our budget announcement, which is the Social Security Scheme for Welfare of Online Platform Workers. Now, this is a presentation which we have. We'll quickly go through it. India's gig and platform economy is booming, and if we see the Niti Aayog estimates, we are already around 1 crore as of now, and we are going to be 23.5 million, 2.35 crore by 2030. That is how the platform and gig economy is growing. Next. These are some of the challenges which have been recognized by government, the challenges faced by the gig and platform workers. This is very distinct from the traditional employees. These people are in flexible work arrangements. They're working on digital platforms, and there is a unique nature of the platform economy. There are concerns around sufficient economic and social protection, which is why the ministry has been engaging with various stakeholders to bring about a welfare scheme, a social security scheme for the gig and platform workers. Next. Coming to the union budget announcement, recognizing the contribution of the gig workers on online platforms, we have a historic announcement. We have showcased this in the G20 Labour Working Group in February this year, and this has been hugely appreciated. The registration of platform workers on eShram portal, we've already launched the aggregator module. Then we will arrange for their identity cards. Our scheme, a draft scheme has been put together already. And then we will come to the important benefit of providing healthcare benefits to the platform workers under PM Jan Arogya Yojana. As we are aware, the Jan Arogya Yojana will give a coverage of 5 lakhs per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization across public and private empaneled hospitals in India. And the scheme, what we have put together now, since we will be targeting the platform workers, we will be targeting to cover 35 lakh workers in this fiscal year alone, 25-26, with projections to increase further to 1 crore by 29-30. Today's panel discussion, which will be held later in the day, we will be discussing vital issues such as strategic planning for effective execution of bringing about the benefit to the platform workers, the expected challenges in rolling out the scheme, and the significance of using technology for smooth implementation. So this will be the focus of our discussion later today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. With this, now we come to the conclusion of this session. I sincerely extend my gratitude to all the esteemed panelists for sharing their valuable insights and perspectives. एक बार फिर आप सभी का इस सत्र में भाग लेने के लिए बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद. I request all of you to join at 1 p.m. for Honorable PM session. Thank you very much.